Happy New Year, everybody. This is Dr. Johnson. We have stopped our English program for some time because we are short-handed. Instead, for the past couple months, we have been only doing Chinese programs. So we are now very excited to bring back our English program. So what we would like to discuss today is a Chinese government official whose name is Lai Xiaomin. So he was the head of a Chinese banking system. So you can imagine it's a very powerful position. His name popped up in the news because on January the 5th, a court in Tianjin, China, gave him a death sentence. You probably wonder what kind of crimes would deserve a death sentence in China, especially for a government official. So his offense including taking bribery, embezzlement, and bigamy. So how much money did he actually take? So the record shows from 2008 to 2018, in the span of 10 years, he took bribery for a total of about 300 million US dollars. For the Chinese currency, that is 1,788,000,000 Chinese yuan. So what you see in the video is one of his apartments where he hid his money amounted to about 200 million Chinese yuan, which was about 30 million US dollars. So these are the numbers published by the court. There was actually another website called caixin.com, which is a website also based in China. So we can assume that the report has some validity in it. So this website reported that at the time of his arrest, he had the so-called 3 100s. So he had more than 100 real estate properties, 100 accomplices, and more than 100 lovers. So in case you wonder, how can it be possible? So the reason, as far as we see it, is because China do not have democracy. So as a result, there is no accountability or check and balance. We might be able to argue that they might have some accountability at certain levels because the party actually watches everybody from the top to the bottom, which is true. But somebody like this guy who stands almost at the very top, there are not really many people who can control him. And because there are no check and balances, so if somebody who is very powerful commits a crime, as long as the biggest boss in China is okay with it, the person is very safe. And there is another thing I would like to remind our audience, that stuff like this is actually not an isolated event. So for the past 10 years, I guess it has something to do with the Chinese economic boom. So there are a lot of Chinese officials got really rich. So there were quite a few of Chinese government officials who got caught, who also had hundreds of millions Chinese yuan hiding in their apartments or hiding in whatever storage. So if you're interested, you can Google it and you will be shocked. In case you forget, $1 US converts to about 6 Chinese yuan. The Chinese Prime Minister, Mr. Li Keqiang, last year actually announced that in China, there was still about 600 million Chinese people had a monthly income about only 1,000 yuan or about $150. And in the meantime, these Chinese government officials stored literally hundreds of millions of cash in their apartments. People probably wonder why somebody wants to have so much money, because it seems to be too much money for a person to spend, you know? I guess the answer begets the question that the Chinese communism ideology is just a big lie, which is something we can discuss in a different program. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.